Hello there. Welcome to your future. A new global digital currency system has been announced at the IMF Spring Meetings. It had to come eventually. A few days ago, the Digital Currency Monetary Authority, or DCMA, announced the formation of a new digital currency system at the spring meetings of the International Monetary Fund. And this new global currency is based inevitably on crypto technology. But unlike Bitcoin, this new Crypto 2.0 is for use within existing financial systems and not alternatives to them. They are locked within the central banking system, and the DCMA says its new system has met the IMF standards for such use. And that will include strict adherence to government and central bank laws and rules. So bear that in mind when the DCMA says that one of the key features of its system is jurisdictional sanctions enforcement. And the system is a Unicoin, not unicorn, a Unicoin cryptocurrency, and is a cryptocurrency engineered as a universal monetary unit, or UMU, for global, continental and domestic trade and payments. Now, the DCMA runs a website where it says the Digital Currency Monetary Authority is responsible for establishing monetary policy governing the Unicoin cryptocurrency. Now, as far as I could see, there is no information on that website about who runs it, where it's based, who owns it, and where that authority stems from. The only name it refers to is Darrell Hubbard as a founding member. And as far as I can see from the IMF website, it does not appear to be a part of the IMF either. And my favourite search engine did not throw any extra light on this either. So if someone can find that info, please do email me. I might have missed it. And this is obviously a very important issue, because throwing the money from global commerce through one portal or through one software-based system is going to be a risky venture, one imagines, especially when trillions in currency could go through it every day. So any organisation claiming to be the authority on this should have a clear provenance. Easy to find and in-your-face contact details, lists of directors, their legal basis for operation, etc. I can't find anything like that for the DCMA. But they did make the announcement at an IMF do, so one assumes they are recognised within the system. I'll just leave that there for you to mull over. Now, the initial idea appears to be that it would bypass traditional foreign exchange channels to provide faster, safer and more secure transactions. But to use it, you would need your bank details attached to a Unicoin wallet. And one assumes it would be controllable to allow it to meet the requirements of central banks, like that jurisdictional sanctions enforcement I mentioned earlier. Now, another pro that's put forward is that it will be more cost-effective than traditional systems. So there will still be transactional costs, one assumes. So will that make people start to gravitate towards using the universal monetary unit, the UMU only, instead of those transaction costs between, say, the dollar, then the UMU, and then the pound, etc.? In fact, it might start to become a requirement to use for certain transactions. And the wider it's used, the more people will be tied in directly to a government and central bank-controlled environment. Now, a Unicoin, or UMU, is a global central bank digital currency. It is digital only, no notes and coins are involved. Therefore, all transactions using it will be trackable, and also, more important, controllable. And by controllable, I mean that the state, central bank or even a global authority could end up with the power to limit the ability of companies and individuals to buy and sell, tax them directly, or even cut them off completely. And not just for criminal behaviour, it could include a carbon or social credit element. Welcome to China. And when we're inevitably told it's all to save the planet while being good for your health, and your privacy and money is protected from government and central bank overreach, will you gullibly believe them? In a very interesting development, Marine Le Pen, the Eurosceptic populist leader of the right-of-centre French RN party, has said that when she becomes a president of France, she would want to strike a bilateral agreement with the UK for a joint approach to repatriating irregular migrants to their country of origin. And that should come as welcome news to the UK government, especially as Le Pen and her party are leading the polls in France right now, with Le Pen on 39% and Macron trailing far behind on 28%, probably with more damage to come as he sticks to his pension reform plans. Now, Le Pen's vision for this bilateral deal would be for both countries to act in concert to operate joint flights to send the irregulars back. She also said, why not send people to Rwanda? Le Pen also wants those who want to go to France to file applications in consulates abroad and not be able to make them in France itself. This will, of course, have the lefty open borders types in a thoroughgoing meltdown. But the main problem to getting people successfully on those planes is that they will have to go through the full painstaking appeals process first. And up pops the head of the ECHR, to which the UK and France are both signatories, and both countries are tied into it by treaty law. And one thing I think we'll start to see is people stepping forward as potential family members so that the open borders activists can use their names and the right to a family life to keep people here, if that's not happening already. But let's hope our politicians are on top of this and are ready to do a deal. And don't get taken in by those who try to rubbish Le Pen and say we shouldn't work with her because she's an ist with the letter F at the start. If she's president, France and her electors chose her, and we must respect that. And one thing that might help reduce the flow of visitors is the Italian government announcing a 6-month state of emergency due to the increased numbers of those crossing the Med into Italy. And as Nicholas Farrell says in The Spectator, preventing the boats coming over the English Channel starts in the Med, and Giorgia Meloni's Italy is key to that. So anything that puts a bottleneck in the Med will help both France and the UK in this regard. Until the traffickers find another way in, of course. Or Keir Starmer's Labour Party get into government and fast-track everyone in. You only have to listen to what they say to see that that is their real aim.